Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our next webinar. This time we will speak about people management in the whole HOPI group. Actually, the people management is one of the most powerful tools we have. And of course, without the dream team, we would not be able to write the story we do within the HOPI. And we are very pleased for today's session together. Before we will start, maybe let me quickly make a quick introduction who is with me here in the studio and remotely. So here in the studio, I have next to my left hand Gabi. Gabi is actually head of the HR within the whole HOPI group. Gabi, hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Next one is Jan Schmida. Jan Schmida is actually our external partner from the company Motivate. Hello, Jan.
Good afternoon.
And remotely, we have Ingrid. Ingrid is actually team member of Gabi. Hello, Ingrid.
Hello, good afternoon.
And finally, we have Peter. Peter is actually our CEO in Slovakia. Hello, Peter.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone.
Great. So before we will start with our today's topic, I would like to ask our colleagues to make some introduction video about small warm-up from our latest event, so-called HOPI Inspire. Great. So that was actually our latest event we did in Brno 1 month ago, and where we gathered actually maybe about 300 colleagues from whole Europe, and we shared the energy together. And it's one of the most very important actually tool we use within the organization. So Gabi, I would like to ask you maybe that you would take the lead now, and let's get started on the agenda we prepare for today's session. Thank you very much, and go ahead.
Okay, Martin, thank you. Before I will introduce myself, Martin, happy name day.
Yes, thank you.
Today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
This is your day. My name, as you heard, my name is Gabriela Kahunova. I am responsible for HR for whole group HOPI Holding. I have 25 years HR experience, and my responsibilities here in HOPI Holding is, of course, HR strategy, support for whole group of HOPI, harmonization, standardization of all processes, HR processes and procedures. And I am also certified as coach and mentor. I
can just only add on that actually we are very pleased to have you on board, and you are nominated among the best top 10 personalities of HR within the year 2024. So thank you. And congratulations to this nomination.
Thank you, Martin. Next Monday we will see
the results.
Finally,
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, and we will see. Thank you. Okay, now we would like to introduce our company values. You know that each company should have company values. We as HOPI, Group HOPI, we have mandatory 4 values: purpose, entrepreneurship, trust, feedback culture. And for information, last year we did workshops by our companies, and each company started to build with his own team 5th company value. For HOPI Holding, we have 5th company value, social responsibility. And another companies have, for example, trust, care, for example, fifth company value, or customer orientation, safety, or for example, learning development. You can see one here example, because I got from the Hungary this cap for coffee. And here you can see icons with fifth values. And last is learning and development. Monica, thank you one more for this cap. I think that Martin and rest of my colleagues, you will agree with me that these company values are for us very important, and they are flowing with us for daily our working time. And it is good.
That's very important what you said, because it's not only about to have it written somewhere, but we need to live in it, and that's what we are trying to achieve every day during our daily task. And
we need to still communicate and still give some example to our people, yes, because this is more important, as Martin mentioned, than, for example, to prepare one slide with our company values, and that's all. But communicate them and still explain to them, to our employees, this values is very useful, and of course for future successful. And Peter, you know that each company should have company values, and of course you have experience from corporate companies and also now from family as me, because I have same experience. Can you introduce shortly yourself, and after that compare the environment and culture between the corporate companies and family?
Yes, of course. Thank you very much, Gabi. Thank you for being here and have the possibility also to share some of the ideas. And if I would like to introduce myself, I would say that, yes, my name is Peter Veres. I am responsible for Slovakia as such. It's my great pleasure to be there now more than 6 years. Before I spent 21 years in Heineken. We at Slovakia are part of HOPI group as such. So we are doing mainly in a food segment, logistics, supply chain, warehousing, transportation, and VS value-added services for our clients, and looking forward for other cooperation and business development. If I like to say something about myself, then of course I like running, motorcycling. Of course, I spend as much as possible time with my great family. I have 2 daughters, my wife, and sometimes I also use scuba dive if I'm not in HOPI and we are not building together company. What I like very much in the company is also the company culture we are growing together and we are developing. And of course, by growing the culture in the company, we are also developing HOPI as such in all the areas. And I think it makes us happy. And of course, let's have fun together. So thank you very much for the introduction. And coming back to your question, Gabi, yes, of course, both of the environments are full of great possibilities to growth and experience unique things. If you are once in a large international company, my opinion is that you have huge experiences or huge opportunities to explore the world, to build a diverse and great network, meet a lot of different people on a multicultural, multilingual, and the even continental basis if you are lucky and if you are well placed in that big organization. The environment, of course, extremely fosters your personal growth and development. But on the other hand, you have just rarely a chance to meet the owners, the real owners of the story. On the other hand, if you want to work in a family company, then it's quite usual that you meet the owners in a daily life. And you meet the family representatives being present in some of the operation parts sometimes, but mainly and definitely in a strategic discussions and in a strategic leadership occasions. For instance, in HOPI, as we know, you've seen now Martin, but also David, they are present daily. And by discussing with them, meeting with them and sharing some of the ideas with them, you can understand the values, you can understand the real way of thinking of the real owners of the company, and that makes easy to understand and to follow the values, but are often transferred also to the family values, are often transferred to the company values. And for me, it was easy because I think family values, we live mainly, all of us, we have families, and the match is there. So it's easy to understand and just to be a part of the story by this way of direct interaction with the owners. There is another aspect of course we can maybe point on comparing these two environments, is that I would name it as a stability. Unlike of the big, large international organizations, family businesses are less likely to change the owners and go under sudden different kind of transactional changes. There are also changes here with us, but they are led from the same source. This providing a sense of continuity, a bigger sense of continuity. This stability fosters, again, trust and allowing employees to feel secure in their roles. And when the company recognizes your efforts, building up trust again, making you feel as a valued person, part of the story, and of course, doesn't matter on which level you are working, if you are blue collar or white collar. So I think both of the environments are great. You have to explore both of the environments and find out the way you want to feel. But typically, the stability we can find, I think, well present in a family companies as such.
Gabi, maybe let me quickly react, Pierre, what you said. Thank you for these thoughts and words, what you said, because it's true that you have lots of experiences actually now from both sides of the river. And I just wanted to say that recently we spent 1 week in Japan, in Tokyo with David, with my brother, and actually it was a family business network, international organization, which is gathering family-owned businesses around the world. And once a year, and we are part actually of the Czech chapter. David is leading that Czech chapter, so we are about maybe 40 Czech family-owned companies nowadays being part of that club. And once a year, there is a worldwide summit. This year it was in Japan. And what I wanted to say with that is actually that you spoke, Peter, about the stability, about the trust and long-term vision, etc. We were actually positively shocked and impressed by that community where you are actually among people where there is a business is running for the 5th, 7th, 10th generations. So in this part of Europe, actually, if you reach 30 years or plus minus 1 or 2 years, that's already a long-term story after the Velvet Revolution, because there was simply this disruption here for the business and entrepreneurship. But once you face the family-owned businesses with such a long history, this is giving a lot of inspiration, to us, and this is something what we are trying to bring here, and to spread it within our organization, that the people and our dream team actually is following our visions, dreams, and footprints we would like to achieve here. So thank you very much, Peter, for that thoughts and comparison. And Gabi, now thank you again, and please make a next step.
Okay, Peter, thank you too. Absolutely agree with you. Maybe one additional comment regarding the comparison between the corporate and family company. What is my feeling that when, for example, something has purpose and we have some argument, the approval process is very fast from the family. When the family is seeing that for future this can be good. This is mine.
Yeah.
No?
It's true that usually once we receive some feedback is that in the big corporations, sometimes you need days, weeks, or if you are fast, then weeks, if standard, then months to reach some strategic decision. It's true that sometimes between the idea and the approval, we can get even under 1 minute in the decision-making process. So this is something what is strongly rooted, I would say, still within HOPI family business.
Okay. Now I would like to introduce employee life cycle, which we have here in HOPI. For information, at the moment we are going, we as HR go through this life cycle of employees, and we started to harmonize all processes and procedures across our group HOPI. First the recruitment, other part is of course onboarding, communication and engagement, life events, benefit, people review or performance evaluation, training, learning and development, and unfortunately sometimes, but this is the working life, termination. Today I would like to share with you some information regarding the onboarding process and people review. Of course, whole these parts of this cycle are very important, but about some stabilization of the company and to decreasing the fluctuation of our employees are very important. Firstly, onboarding process, and after that, people review. Onboarding process, we set up, of course, firstly some presentation about HOPI Holding company. After that, we introduce to our employees some strategy of the company, goals of the company as whole group. And plus we set up the adaptation plans for our newcomers. And of course, we have document regarding evaluation during the probation time. Somebody can say this is only document, but this is some formalization of this process. But very important is during onboarding process that managers communicate with newcomers, explain to them information about the organization structure of department of the company, about what is the goal of department, what is the strategy of the company or the part of the company, and also during the probation time is take caring about them and giving them feedback because you know that our one value is feedback culture, and during the onboarding process, the newcomer has to receive some feedback, and also manager has to receive some feedback from the newcomers. It means that, for example, if everything is okay, if employee receive all information, or if employee needs something more. And during this process, which can be, as you know, by Czech legislation, 3 or maximum 6 months, this is some cooperation and take caring from the managers is really very important. And people don't feel that, for example, we are here alone, we are flying alone across company, we don't have some information and so on. Because when this feeling is, and the reality is when this is in the feeling in employee, after that they are thinking during the probation time if maybe will be better when I will leave from the company because I am not added value here and so on. This is, as I mentioned, first part of some stabilization and decreasing of fluctuation. And second part is people review. We are doing performance evaluation each year. We have documents for this with competencies by levels, by positions. And also, again, during this process, performance evaluation, employee is giving the feedback to the manager is giving back to feedback to employees. They are discussing potential, what employee needs for future, some trainings, for example, maybe some development. And of course, finally, we are discussing with the managers by companies their succession plan with the successors, if we have or not, and if we have quickly can replace, do replacement, or for example, during 2 years or 3 years. And again, this is the people review or performance evaluation. This is some mid of this cycle when, as I mentioned, we can go again stabilize the team and decrease the fluctuation for future.
Great.
Of course, as I mentioned, there is communication. We will inform you later what we are doing, and we will share with you some our events which we are also doing for our employees. But now I would like to ask Jan, because during this year we did 2 surveys, because as you know, we have company value feedback culture, and we needed to know some feedback not only from the managers but also for whole employees in HOPI group. And therefore, we did 2 surveys. One survey was focused only for managers, as I mentioned, and second, it was across whole our company. And Jan is from the company.
Actually, we speak
Motivate.
about few thousand people feedback.
Yeah, few thousand. I know. I'm sorry. Yes, for a few thousand people. And Jan is from external company Motivate, who closely cooperate with us. Jan, thank you very much for your cooperation, because it was very good for us. And please, can you introduce to audience these 2 surveys?
Yes.
More details. And my question is, when you will compare our result versus market results, can you explain us also?
Of course. So thank you very much for your invitation, and it's great to have a client as you. If I should introduce myself very shortly, I'm managing partner in Motivate Consulting. For the last 11 years, we are specialized in employee motivation and employee management. So basically, we do the engagement researches and in-depth interviews with the employees to find out what motivates them and what are the biggest sources of the motivation. And that's also what we fulfilled for your company. And if I should talk about this year's project, then I would say probably that we were approached by the family to provide the HOPI's management with very comprehensive and robust feedback. This was actually in connection with our previous cooperation when we carried out a similar type of feedback for HOPI Czech Republic in 2020. And 1 year later, we did the same also with the quantitative research for HOPI Slovakia. This year, the task was a little bit different. Our task was to find out from the whole group, as you mentioned, few thousands people, what is their feedback, what is their actual view on the current situation in the whole group. And we also had to specify what are typical themes for different parts of the group, of the companies or the entities that they are part of this group. And that's why we planned the research into 2 steps. The first steps that were the in-depth interviews with more than 50 managers and CEOs from all the entities, and we discuss with them what is their view on the current situation in their company that they manage. We also discussed the cooperation between the entities and the holding, because that was a big theme 4 years ago when we did the first research in both countries. And we also discussed the topics, what are the biggest challenges that they face in their markets or in their countries or their field of businesses. So that was the theme with the top management. And then the second part, that was the actually engagement survey, where we also use these topics that we got from the first stage. So we incorporated these topics into the engagement or the online survey. So all the employees had the chance to express their view on the company, what is happening right now here, what makes them happy, what are the good things, why they work for HOPI, why they don't work in some other company already. And also we were trying to find out what are the areas that the company and the family and the top management should focus on and what are the topics that are the main problem for the employees, and what should be the main areas where the management will focus. So that's what we did. If I should talk about the let's say the big survey, the online survey, or the employees had a chance to show their opinion. If we compare it with the benchmarks that we have from the market, we have these benchmarks every 4 years on the Czech and Slovak market. We have a big pool of employees where we can actually view these topics, how they change in the time. So if I would compare with these benchmarks, your company, in the, let's say, in 80% of the questions, we saw that HOPI is above the average, above the benchmark. So the results were very positive compared to other countries or compared to other companies where we do the same kind of research. So this was very positive. Also, when we talk about the response rate, that was also a big surprise, because this was the first time when the company did such a big research through the whole 5 countries in 6 languages. Actually, it was something new for us as well. And thank you very much to all the countries for their support. And actually, 73% response rate was a big surprise for us, because in a similar situation in a company where this engagement survey runs for the first time, we are actually used to see the response rates, let's say, up to 60% maximum. That's it. So from our point of view, I think it's a strong message that the employees actually, they trust to the top management and the family especially, that you want to hear the feedback, you want to work with their opinion and fulfill, your, let's say, one of the you mentioned one of the values. Company values. So they are happy to share the feedback with you, which is a very good message, that they are open, let's say, to in-depth interviews and also this engagement research. So this is a very good message for us and for you especially. And if there are, let's say, 1 or 2, maybe 3 areas where the employees through the whole holding see areas where you could make some changes or do something more, improve, it's education, leadership, and communication. These 3 areas were mentioned, that these are the areas that the top management should focus on.
I need again to maybe quickly comment these points. So first of all, I have to say that we keep cooperating maybe a few years already together, and the more and longer we cooperate, and more actually advanced feedback we receive. And this time it was actually a deep dive across the whole organization, or whole group. As you said, 6 languages, 5 countries. I have to say that from the leadership perspective, you receive not all the time only positive information. So that's the point, actually, that the people, because it was partially, it was anonymous, so you are able to share your points, idea. Of course, there were sometimes not all the time pleasant information, but very, very, let's say, helpful information. So we received sometimes a feedback where we were not thinking like that, just that we should approach the organization from that perspective, that the people are treating or reading the organization like that. So it was in many times a big enabler for changes. We did lots of changes based on that. And all the time, I have to confirm, it improved the organization. It helped a lot. So that's why we will for sure not stop working on the feedback culture, not at all. So this is extremely powerful. And it's from bottom up or top down, whatever. So that's something what we really appreciate. And I can only double confirm that the value we receive, it's for the organization very actually inspiring and bringing new oxygen into the system. So thank you for that, Jan. And Great.
Yeah. And thank you. One more. I have to say honestly, for me, response rate was also the result was excellent. 73% really is excellent result, because I have experience when we did first time, as you mentioned, 60%. I have experience about the 45%. Yeah. Therefore, wow. And thank you for all our employees, because yes, as you mentioned, the trust is very good and necessary for us to see that they would like, and they are giving the feedback, and we can start work with this. Yes, of course, we communicate a result by countries, by companies, and also we discuss with the management, engage to people, to departments, and this is also very important, because when, for example, after approximately maybe 2 years, we will do again this survey. People has to know that yes, okay, I will give again feedback, because I know that company is working with this result and wants to improve something.
Let maybe ask Peter on that topic, because he's a big supporter as well on this feedback culture. So Peter, if you have any comments from your perspective, because you are representing one of the daughter company, which is already significant size, HOPI Slovakia in the organization. You have as well around 500 people around you. So how would you react on that point from your perspective?
Well, Martin, thank you very much, and let me just build up on the words of Gabi and Mr. Schmida, Honza Schmida. That yes, I think this kind of feedback what we receive is one of the biggest gifts what we can receive to the management as such. We have to treasure it, and we have to cherish it very much as we can. And of course, it's our great responsibility to make the next steps and to work with them. And this can be a responsibility. This can be also a nice way of developing the company. But for me, I think the most important is the communication and the discussion with people after the feedback. So as usually we are creating, I think it's a standard way of working with that, all kind of focus groups, and in lower level or in a higher level. And within that focus group, we are discussing the topics, even they are a little bit hard to address. There are some things that are easy to understand, easy to digest, but there are some things that are quite difficult to digest and of course to understand. And addressing them and not avoiding discussions about these sometimes difficult topics will create in the organization a feeling of involvement. And this is a crucial element when you are building the company culture. That's my opinion. And once people are understanding the company culture and the values, and they feel transparency in a way of working, they can be they will feel as a part of the story, and then they can be somehow part of the company development. And this I think will make us easier our life, or make our work easier, to make sure that people understand our targets, understand the values, the missions, the visions we are living together, and just moving the company ahead. So that's why I'm telling that I think that this is the biggest gift we can receive from our people, and of course it's our ultimate responsibility to handle it with care.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Peter. Several times we mentioned communication. Yes, my opinion is that communication is very easy, simply, but reality is sometimes very difficult. Therefore, our company prepare and give us support for one communication application called HIP. Martin, thank you very much to you and your brother and Petr Novak for your support. And Ingrid, now you can introduce to our audience this application, because this application is helping us for communication across whole group company. And first, my slide, when I introduced to myself, there was one motto when we are doing the job as hobby, everything goes better. And I have to say that this is also some motto for you, Ingrid, because I'm seeing that you are happy to build and to improve still HIP and to give some articles and so on. Therefore, please, can you introduce us this application?
Yes, thank you. At first, let me introduce myself. My name is Ingrid Hlavková. My role HR business partner in HOPI Holding is since April 2023. I have 17 years of experience in HR, mostly in logistics. I am responsible for HR activities, benefits, and internal communication. I like traveling, spending time with my family, my dog, and playing escape games. Today, I would like to introduce our communication and information application HIP. With this app, we put all communication and information in one tool for all our companies. What can employees find in this app? After logging in into the app, users see a simply dashboard. Please, next slide. Yes, thank you. This dashboard has all new and important information, messages, and announcements in one place. Users can reply to any message, add a comment, or answer comments from others. All contacts are in one place too. Users can easily find, search, and filter contacts by position, location, or company. HIP has its own knowledge base with information about HOPI, like a wiki. There is also an ethic line and a clear organizational structure. Now we are working on the implementation HIP in Hungary and Romania. And finally, it's a great app, and we thank Martin Piškanin for the idea to create it. Thank you for your listening.
Well, it's actually not only my idea, but let's say I'm as well a big supporter of that. And if we go a little bit back to the history, so the way how we communicated with the people, of course, face to face, one of the options. The bigger you are, then you have no chance to do it like that. Email communication, or let's say sending letters, is not the way where we want to be nowadays. And this, let's say, modern way of communication is something what is very appreciated. We have a little bit challenges because we want to actually integrate this tool for communication across again 6 countries, 7 languages, so not easy to do it at once. So, but we are maybe beyond already 60-70% of the application or integration within the European countries. Hungary and Romania is coming soon, and of course this is never-ending story, the development of this application. So we receive feedbacks on that, what is on the content, how it is working, etc. So we spend already lots of man days on the development, and we will keep on even new generation of that application and communication. So I don't know even if we mentioned that HIP is actually the meaning is HOPI Information Portal.
Portal.
Yeah, so that's clear that everybody's clear about that abbreviation. And Ingrid, thank you very much for that. And it's a teamwork. Yeah, that's what must be said. And Gabi, we maybe want some prizes with that. Maybe you can mention that or not with this application as an HR project.
Yeah, as HR project, yes, 2. We received 3 weeks ago, I think it was. We received the first award for this HR project from one organization, and next Monday we will present one more at the second some organization. And we will see if, for example, we will be again as winner or not. We will see.
Let's see.
But what is important, as you mentioned, that we are still we would like to go still ahead and to develop this application, because I think that this is very useful for our employees. Because as we mentioned, we have approximately 5,000 employees. Yes, of course, we are focused on daily communication from the managers face to face. This is also important. But when we want to share something, information across whole group, this application help very to us. Yes,
it's so we need to distinguish between, let's say, sending thousands of emails within the organization every day, actually, across different levels, etc. So that's not the point. The point is about special, let's say, info packs. What do you want to share either across streams, food, supply chain, agriculture, or across the organization, or if you have some very important announcement. So this is the point. And of course that there is an interaction back towards actually the leadership. And we use it for even different actually contents and stuff like that. So that's how it is.
Okay, great. During the life cycle of employees, I mentioned one part regarding events, life events, and benefits. For information, we harmonize benefits across whole Czech Republic, and with each country, I am under discussion which benefits are attractive at this country, and if we will implement and when. Regarding the events, we are doing events for our employees, and now we would like to share with you 2 videos. One video is called HOPI Cup. This is a family event which we are doing at each our daughter company. And second video is a digital event. Martin, I think that this is the similar as this webinar, but for our internal employees.
Actually, digital event, we call it internally digital event, but that's what COVID actually forced us to activate this way of communication. So we actually, since maybe 2020, beginning of the year, we have 3 hours actually session webinar, we can call it like that, or digital way of communication. So we have from live studio sending information or streaming actually some very important facts about how was the performance of the group in the previous year. So it became actually tradition. So since the COVID time, we keep the first week in January the summary of previous year for actually the leadership of the group and some management level. And this is as well part of the, let's say, communication style. And it's very productive because simply we focus for 3 hours with the whole organization on some certain momentum, and that's exactly the way how we do that. And there is even a Q&A session, so we have a digital way of feedbacks, and we are online reacting on that. So that's how we call it digitally way event.
Yeah. Okay, and now you will see. Last, my message will be about S social. You know that now is some period regarding boom, ESG, environmental, social, and governance. About environmental, we have our colleague who is responsible. I am responsible for S, and partially, of course, for governance, because under governance is whistleblowing, GDPR, and code of conduct. We have this. Regarding the social, regarding the social, we are doing a lot of activities, but here you can see some activities. Of course, 2 times per year, we are doing health months during the spring and during the autumn. Today, we had here in HOPI Holding 1 day as Health Day with some health activities. We also do some celebration regarding Women's Day and, of course, Men Day, because no discrimination for men.
And Kids Day as well,
and
right?
Kids Day, okay.
Family Day.
As you saw video, we are doing the Family Day, HOPI Inspires, HOPI Cup, and we also celebrate work and life anniversaries. Maybe you know from my LinkedIn or LinkedIn HOPI Holding, or you heard this from some conferences where I was, that we are member of Business Professional Women Czech Republic organization. We closely cooperate with them for 3 programs, or 2 programs and 1 conference. One program is Empowering Women Mentoring. This is a 6 months program. For information, last year at this program we were 2 managers, and this year 7. Yes, I got very positive feedback for this mentoring program, and therefore we discussed with the CEO by companies, and they nominated. This is good that they are giving us support. Another some program is that we are signatory Women Empowerment Principles. Principles are 7 principles. And also each year this organization...
This is actually under the organization of OSN, right?
Yes, United Nations.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes. And also this organization is doing each year the conference Equal Pay Day. We in the Czech Republic, we were in this conference this year during the April, and last Friday we also participate at this conference in Slovakia, because during the Czech this conference, one lady from Slovakia asked me if, for example, we would like to be part of organization Action Women in Slovakia, and this organization is also doing Equal Pay Day in Slovakia. And Peter Vereš was last Friday with us during this conference. Thank you, Peter, one more. And he was also, and he was also in a panel discussion. And I have to say that very, very interesting panel discussion. And thank you, Peter, for that. And of course, we are doing some CSR activities, participation in tree planting, support for charity, sponsoring, and we closely cooperate with students and university. Here I can send thank you, Katarina, if you are with us, that Katarina is cooperating with university, and students are visiting us for some site tours and so on.
Okay, so because I'm looking on the time, so we are slowly approaching the end, because we said about 60 minutes webinar, and we have still some question here. So I would maybe still ask the audience if there is any question. You can do it right now via some comments, and if I will just pick up some of those. So maybe from Jan to Jan. What is the biggest surprise coming from the survey? Actually, that would be great if you can share. Maybe you partially mentioned that, but maybe just to repeat it.
Yeah, the first thing was the response rate, especially when it was the first time when you did such a big survey through the all countries. So that was the biggest surprise, I would say. And secondly, it was the second thing I mentioned, that 80% of the questions was about the benchmark. So it was very positive. And actually, all the areas which were mentioned, that there's still some, let's say, place to make these things better. And this was also good feedback, that there were not so many areas that you should focus on, that the employees would feel there's such a big problem somewhere.
This is actually, Gabi, a big thank you to the perfect organization and communication of that, because without this pre-communication via the local leadership that something like that is coming, and that the people has the chance actually to express their opinion in this survey, we would not receive such a quite high response rate. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Martin. But my comment about for me was surprising learning and development. I have to say that maybe partially it was read for improvement, feedback for improvement, because I know that we are focusing on this topic. Also, we built a learning management system, HOPI Academy, where is a lot of training sessions. But 2 weeks ago, we had HR meeting, and we discussed with the whole HR team what we should do better, and what for focus on some another part of learning and development. And we discussed that we will build new concept of learning development, and we will see.
I would go to next question from Peter Matsala. So Gabi, you can answer the all. How are you building succession plans for your HR? So maybe that's a question to you.
Yeah, Peter, good question. Thank you for this. Of course, we will build because honestly, mostly we discuss organization structure, who is doing what, and how, for example, I can be a supporter for country by country or daughter companies. And as a next step, we will start to build the succession plan really only for HR, because it's necessary to focus on deputies and so on. Yeah. Therefore, we did not build at the moment, but of course we will focus on this.
I would generally, I would just say that the succession plan is a very challenging topic in each and every organization. So actually, to have a B plan, what will happen if, or keep developing myself, and what about actually my team around me, how he's developing for the future also. It's very sensitive and very challenging topic, which is actually showing even the strong of the organization. Because
and honestly, we need to focus on firstly on the role. Who is doing, for example, really recruitment process? Who will be really contact for us regarding the learning and development? Yes. About the project compensation and benefits, who will be for us the support regarding the remuneration and so on. Therefore, yes, firstly, this dedicated roles, HR roles, and another, of course, step will be to prepare succession plan and be prepared for future, of course.
No, and so let's pick up the last question for today's session. What are the most efficient channels for communication of company values from your point of view? So, Gabi,
may I take this one?
Oh, Peter, go ahead. So happy that you react on that.
Thank you very much. I will maybe help a little bit to Gabi here. But I think we are working on that together, so I can answer it as well. So there are really like a robust space of communications on the company values, starting with the written communication, all the notice boards, the emails, all the groups, small talk, chat groups, what we have in the company, and the periodical written communication mails we are addressing the people with. And of course, there are the verbal communication platforms, management meetings, top-to-top meetings with people, shop floor meetings, daily meetings, when we can always refer back by observing some certain kind of behavior. We can always refer back to our company values and address them. And by using them in a daily life, we can just make it attractive for the people and easy to understand. So I think all this is done widely in a company. But I would like to point out one more extremely important, for me at least from my experiences, extremely important channel of communication, and these are the people review meetings, what we have a few times a year when we are sit together with the people and we talk face to face, on each levels. Now we are doing more and more deep with people, so not only the top management is exposed to this one or given this opportunity, but the lower levels as well. And on that occasion, of course, there is a huge attention from the manager side and from the employee side as well. And we can talk of values. We can talk about values. We can talk about the daily demonstrations of the values, about the correct understanding of values, and point out when we are really feel that, yes, we demonstrated the trust, the purpose, the entrepreneurship, or the feedback culture, whatever, and the one what is typically belonging to the country as we decided. And by discussing them, even making a certain kind of development plans, how to make it even better, I think we can even more represent and share and develop the everyday understanding of the values, was making us happier and more effective in our lives. I think that was the idea I wanted to share when I was just asking for the. Thank you, Martin, that you gave it to me.
Thank you for that, Peter. And because let's say logistic is one of the key activity we do, and logistic is about preciseness. And as we are approaching actually 60 minutes of our today's webinar, I would like to thank you for today's session. So to here in studio and my colleagues remotely joining us. Thank you for today's energy and your opinions and your thoughts. I do believe there was lots of valuable information for the audience, and let's say this transparent way of communication, it's part of the HOPI company culture. So we are not hiding information. Of course, we are listening to each other. That's very important. And I still see some questions. We will answer them offline, so you can have a chance to read the answers later on the LinkedIn on that webinar. Finally, what is my last message is that stay with us, because we have lots of webinars in the pipeline. So the organization is quite big, and we have lots of interesting topics. We can speak about innovations, ESG, etc. But that's probably planned for 2025. I do believe we are still probably preparing one more webinar this year. And as we are approaching the Christmas time, and one part of our, let's say, logistic activity is seafood logistic. So I would say that it might be very interesting, actually, if we will make a webinar on the seafood supply chain within Central Europe or maybe whole Europe. And especially during the Christmas times, we are reaching peaks in that segment. So we are preparing somewhere about middle of the December webinar on that topic. I do believe it's very interesting, and we will have even live streaming from the production and from the distribution center. And here in studio, I would like to have our managing partner, Pierre Bols, who is leading this activity within our organization. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day and stay with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.